You won't believe what happened to me at the airport. Seriously, this is the kind of story that makes you question both humanity and airline rules at the same time. Picture me standing in line, completely exhausted, baby with me, luggage piled up like a wobbly tower, when out of nowhere, a Karen appears. And not just any Karen, the kind whose life goal seems to be making everyone around her suffer. And today, somehow, that target was my baby. She marched up, parked herself directly in front of me, and demanded my baby's bassinet seat like it was a rare luxury item. And let me tell you, her expression was the perfect blend of entitlement, rage, and what I can only describe as airport meltdown couture. I blinked. Slowly. Then I blinked again. Did she seriously just ask me for my baby's seat? Yes, the bassinet seat I had booked months ago, carefully planned while juggling travel spreadsheets and crying babies during endless customer service calls. And on top of that, she spoke like the universe owed her a personal favor. So I smiled, calm, relaxed, composed, because I was a platinum member, which meant I had rights, privileges, and a deep sense of confidence awaiting for this exact moment. "Excuse me," she snapped, her voice rising like an alarm on steroids. "My baby needs this bassinet seat. You're sitting here, and it's obviously mine. Can't you see?" This is where shock met comedy. She didn't just imply it. She actually pulled out a printed boarding pass like it was a battle flag. She held it up as if it were sacred. For just a second, I almost felt bad. Almost. Then I remembered I booked this seat months ago. I had proof, emails, screenshots, probably even the life stories of every airline employee who helped me. Meanwhile, she looked like she was auditioning for a reality show called Airport Meltdown's Karen Edition. Most people might sigh or try to reason politely, but not me. I went full platinum mode. I leaned in, smiled sweetly, and said, "Oh, you must be confused. I'm seated here with my baby. This seat was reserved back in June, along with my platinum benefits, which, as you can see, include this bassinet." Her jaw dropped. You could practically hear it echo. She blinked like an owl trying to solve quantum physics. Just as she opened her mouth to argue, the gate agent arrived. A visibly bored woman who had clearly dealt with enough Karens to write a handbook. "Ma'am, this bassinet seat is already assigned. If you need one, we have other options." You'd think that would calm her down. Wrong. She looked like someone had just taken away her favorite emoji pack. She huffed, she stomped, she tried to summon her inner entitlement from deep within. Then came the real moment. She pulled out her phone like she was about to personally report me to the airline CEO, as if booking a seat early was a crime against humanity. Meanwhile, I stood there, baby secure in the carrier, watching this unfold and trying not to laugh because her facial expressions were pure award-worthy chaos. Other passengers started filming. I swear, someone somewhere is uploading this right now with the caption, "Airport Karen versus Platinum Member, the Battle of the Bassinet." And just when I thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, she reached out and tried to grab the bassinet seat herself. Yep. She actually reached over, physically, like she was pulling a stunt straight out of a reality TV show. That's when the gate agent stepped in, calm but firm, and gently blocked her hand, saying, "Ma'am, please step back." And that, my friends, is how a simple bassinet seat transformed into a full-scale airport drama, with me quietly enjoying my metaphorical popcorn, platinum card firmly in hand, while Karen realized she had officially lost this round. But what I didn't know then was that this was only the opening act. Just when I thought Karen had reached maximum chaos, the universe decided to throw in a plot twist worthy of a Netflix series. Because airports, apparently, are prime locations for public meltdowns and theatrical performances. So there I was, trying to settle my baby into the bassinet, when she suddenly shouted. Yes, shouted, louder than a jet engine. "This is unacceptable! I demand a supervisor!" And then came the best part. She started flailing her arms like a confused octopus, waving her phone around while pointing dramatically at my baby. You know, the baby peacefully sleeping in the bassinet, completely unaware that its existence had apparently triggered a Karen-level crisis. The line of passengers behind us began whispering, some holding back laughter, others shaking their heads like members of a secret airport support group for platinum travelers under attack. One guy even muttered, "Did she really try to take a baby seat from a platinum member? Bold move." I mean, honestly, it was that ridiculous. And then she went for it. She tried to climb the ladder of logic. "I have a right. My baby needs this. You can't just—" Before she could finish, I leaned in, calm as ever, and said, "Oh, sweetie, I think you're confused. This isn't a needs-based system. This is a platinum member who booked months ago system. See my boarding pass? See the confirmation email?" Her face twisted through every emotion imaginable: disbelief, anger, shock, and finally, pure confusion. By then, a small crowd had gathered, not cheering, just quietly recording the moment. Because let's be real, this is the kind of airport drama that makes you forget about overpriced coffee and delayed flights. That's when Karen chose to escalate. She marched, yes, marched, straight to the gate agent's podium, practically dragging her baby carrier like a tiny banner of entitlement. The gate agent, already looking like she'd survived 14 Karens before breakfast, didn't even flinch. "Ma'am," she said, calm but unmovable, "we've verified the reservation. You're welcome to speak with a supervisor, but the seat is assigned." That's when Karen got either creative or completely delusional. Hard to say. She attempted the crying act, arms waving, wailing louder than my baby ever could, staring straight into the camera of a bystander who was already filming this cinematic masterpiece. Honestly, it was impressive. I half expected her to burst into a Broadway number about entitlement. Nearby passengers couldn't help themselves. Some whispered, "Is she acting?" while others covered their mouths to hide their laughter. I swear one guy clutched his latte like he was watching the season finale of a reality show. And my baby? Still asleep. The perfect comedic contrast. One tiny human, completely unbothered, while a grown adult threw a full-blown tantrum over nothing. Then came the resistance phase. Karen pulled out a tiny notebook. I'm not kidding, a notebook. She started reading aloud from her evidence, explaining exactly why she deserved the bassinet seat. It was a chaotic mix of airline policies she had clearly misread, a couple of doodles featuring angry-looking babies, and what appeared to be an extremely dramatic stick figure drawing of a sobbing child. By then, the crowd couldn't hold it in anymore. Phones were out, everyone recording. This was officially viral content waiting to happen. And just when I thought things couldn't get any more absurd, the supervisor finally showed up. Tall, calm, and wearing the unmistakable expression of someone who had survived far worse and was still standing strong. Karen wasted no time launching into her speech, but the supervisor, without even glancing at the notebook, calmly said, "Ma'am, this seat is assigned to the platinum member with a confirmed reservation. You're welcome to book a different seat for your infant." I swear the silence that followed could have been measured in heartbeats. Karen froze mid-rant, staring like she'd just been told gravity was optional. Then she did the unthinkable. She turned to the nearest passenger and announced loudly, "Can you believe this? This is discrimination." Right on cue, the baby stirred. Perfect timing. The baby yawned, stretching tiny arms like a miniature Zen master, completely unaware of the chaos unfolding nearby. And there it was, the ultimate visual. Karen shouting, waving her notebook, accusing everyone of discrimination, while my baby sat peacefully in the bassinet, the very picture of calm authority. The supervisor sighed, as if this were just another routine moment in her workday. She leaned down and spoke softly but firmly, and Karen, finally realizing she had lost, at last backed off. Not with grace, of course. She stomped away, muttering something about, "This isn't over and I'll be reporting this to corporate." Meanwhile, the crowd broke into applause, some laughing, some shaking their heads, others muttering, "Only in an airport." And just when I thought it was truly over, the baby spit up, right onto Karen's designer scarf. You truly can't make this stuff up. The ultimate karmic twist. The crowd erupted again, some cheering, others laughing hysterically. And there I was, holding my baby, now very sleepy but undeniably victorious, thinking, yep, this story is getting told for generations, or at least until someone uploads it online. Just when I thought Karen had finally stormed off and the airport had returned to its normal chaos of lost luggage and overpriced coffee, the universe decided to bless us with Act 3, the epic, unbelievable finale. Because apparently, once a Karen decides your baby's bassinet belongs to her, she doesn't just quit. Oh no, she escalates. I was busy fixing my baby, who had clearly decided the bassinet was now their personal throne of victory, when I noticed Karen reappearing at the far end of the gate. But this time, she came with reinforcements. A full entourage of fellow travelers she must have convinced were also victims of unfair bassinet distribution. They lined up behind her, nodding solemnly like they were about to perform a dramatic scene in the middle of the airport. She marched forward theatrically, pointing straight at my baby. "This is wrong. I demand, no, I require justice," she bellowed. The entourage nodded in perfect unison, like extras in a badly directed courtroom drama. By then, I had reached peak platinum member zen. Calm, composed, and armed with every piece of proof imaginable. I leaned in, smiled sweetly, and said, "Ma'am, the bassinet seat is already assigned. I booked it months ago. My platinum status guarantees priority seating." "I'm sorry if that inconveniences you." Her reaction was pure cinematic perfection. Her jaw dropped so far, I honestly worried it might dislocate. She yanked out her phone again, probably preparing to live stream her latest injustice, but the gate agent, now clearly entertained, gently took it from her. "Ma'am," the agent said calmly, "please step back. This is your final warning." That's when things truly went off the rails. Karen, refusing to accept defeat, somehow managed to drag security into it. Yes, actual airport security. Suddenly, it became a full-blown spectacle. Karen waving her arms like she was calling down a storm, security struggling not to laugh while maintaining airport professionalism, and me holding my sleeping, victorious baby like a tiny, smug general surveying the battlefield. By now, the crowd was fully invested, recording everything. Some whispered, "This is better than reality TV." One kid even yelled, "She's crazy!" earning a chuckle from nearby passengers. Security asked what the problem was, and Karen, in peak dramatic form, announced that I had stolen her baby's bassinet seat. They checked my boarding pass, then my platinum card, then looked at my baby peacefully sleeping. The supervisor nodded, and one security officer muttered under his breath, "She picked the wrong person today." Karen, finally realizing she couldn't win, pulled out her last weapon, public outrage. She shouted about discrimination, favoritism, and the horrible treatment of regular passengers. She even tried to grab a nearby megaphone an airport staff member was using for announcements. Thankfully, security stepped in before she could start addressing the terminal. And then, as if the universe hadn't had enough fun yet, my baby woke up and sneezed directly on Karen. Yes, straight onto the scarf, the designer bag, and possibly what was left of her dignity. The crowd lost it. Phones went flying into the air, capturing the perfect blend of comedy and justice. People were laughing so hard they nearly dropped their luggage. Even the gate agent couldn't help but laugh. Karen froze, mid-sentence, mid-scream, mid-outrage, and in that perfectly frozen moment, it became clear the bassinet was safe. Platinum had won, and karma had officially arrived in the form of a tiny, sneezing baby. At last, she stomped away, muttering about reporting everyone, filing endless complaints, and possibly suing the airline for emotional distress caused by a baby she had never even met. Meanwhile, I gathered my baby, my sanity mostly intact, and boarded the flight, thinking that only in an airport could a bassinet seat turn into an epic showdown worthy of a full comedy special. As I walked down the jet bridge, passengers giving subtle nods of approval, it hit me. This story had everything: entitlement, chaos, pure absurdity, and ultimate baby-powered justice. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew this tale would haunt her social media for years, while I'd be retelling it at every family gathering with dramatic flair. Because let's face it, airports are magical places where babies, Karens, and Platinum members collide, and sometimes comedy truly writes itself. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Every single subscription motivates me to bring you even more exciting and dramatic HOA stories. And don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. I'll see you in the next story, where justice gets even more satisfying.